programs! My name is Zane Abraxas, and welcome to another cookie-related video. For those of you who are familiar with the channel, you know that I am quite the fan of Oreos. I've done several Oreo videos in the past, many challenges and whatnot, just here and there, but since I've started working out, I have kind of cut Oreos out of my diet. But recently I came across a food theory video that talked about Oreos and their predecessors, or should I say the original sandwich cookie, Hydrox. For those of you who don't know too much about this, there'll be a link to that food theory video in the description, because I want to give full credit to Matt Pat and his team over at Food Theory for the inspiration of this video. Hydrox was created back in 1908. Oreo came out 4 years later, 1912, from Nabisco. Oreo, of course, marketed themselves better than Hydrox. Hydrox, being the original, stuck with that line that they were the original sandwich cookie, and they stuck with that, which unfortunately just wasn't as marketable as Milk's favorite cookie. Oreo, obviously, they surpassed it in popularity, and Hydrox was removed from shelves in 1999. Until about 2015, they were acquired by the trademark and recipe was acquired by the Leaf Company, that actually reworked the recipe to remove all artificial flavors. And then they got a non-GMO label, so they've now marketed it to Hydrox, being purely it actually lives up to its namesake, which is, you might wonder why Hydrox is a weird name. The name is based off of purity and goodness from oxygen and hydrogen, switch it, but you get it by me, water. Because back in 1908, food and safety wasn't really a thing. So they tried to market it as a cookie that was natural, pure in goodness. Maybe not the best name, but hey, they put it right there in front that this is what you were getting. A pure and good cookie. So I recently found some Hydrox cookies. So I want to know if this cookie is truly superior to the knockoff. Now, one of the things that I immediately noticed about this, when I wanted to know about this, was the ingredients and how they stacked up to Oreos. So we take a look at the back of both of these. Now, again, this is just a six pack of Oreos, I think. There's an odd number of cookies in here. This was just a gas station purchase because I needed a pack of Oreos. But I had to, because these have been scarce, there was actually a class action lawsuit that Hydrox filed because the company that puts Oreos and Nabisco products in grocery store shelves were burying Hydrox cookies, so nobody could find them. Well, they're now back on shelves. I can't find them locally, but again, maybe in bigger cities, you might be able to find them in grocery stores. But I would highly recommend, if you're curious, but we're going to see how well they stack up here. So yeah, back to the ingredients. Anyway, calorie sizes, which the first thing I notice is the serving sizes. Oreos in this container, serving size is 3 cookies with 160 calories for 3 cookies. Serving size is 2 cookies. 2 cookies with a calorie intake of 130. So that's interesting. It's interesting. But looking through the ingredient list, there's more fat in the Oreos. The cholesterol levels are the same. The Oreos have more sodium in them. Total carbohydrates, roughly, actually, total carbohydrates is more in the Oreos. Total sugars is 14 grams with 14 grams added sugars, 28%. Total sugar is 12 grams with 12 grams added sugars, 24% in the Hydrox. There is 1 gram of protein in both of these. There is iron, 6% iron in the Hydrox with 8% in the Oreos. There is no potassium in the Oreos, but interestingly, there's 2% potassium in the Hydrox. That's interesting. Looking at the ingredients list, there are far more organic and unsweetened, like the things that stick out. Unsweetened chocolate, vanilla flavors, enriched wheat flour, sunflower oil, palm oil, cocoa, and organic corn flour. So that is in the Hydrox. The Oreos, unbleached enriched flour, some chemicals, sugar, palm oil, soybean, canola oil, and/or canola oil, cocoa, invert sugar, leavening, soy, salt, chocolate, natural flavor. So there are some more ingredients in the Oreos that I can't pronounce, which is a little concerning, but this feels like it'd be sweeter. Whereas the Hydrox, just by the ingredients alone, kind of tells me it might be a richer flavor. Maybe not as sweet, but maybe a more natural and like a richer flavor. So I have some milk that I'm going to test it out. We're going to test the cookie in its base form. We're going to twist it apart, also see how well it twists apart, and test the cream as well as the cookie, just the cookie plain from the cream. So let's go ahead and crack this open. I'm really excited about this. Really excited about this. Okay, so there's the cookie in itself, and you can tell just by the design alone that Oreo did not even try to hide that it ripped it off, because you can see the patterns all over it, the floral designs, and even the placement of the logo. That Oreo didn't even try to hide it. That's pretty shameful, Oreo. Pretty shameful. And just by the side looking of it, it even looks like an Oreo. So yeah, these guys didn't even try. Weren't shameful. I will say one of the interesting things I did learn from Matt Pat's video was that it came about, Hydrox and whatnot, it came about by two brothers. One brother got sick, went to Europe to get better. While the brother was away, the other brother formed Nabisco, took the company, the bakery, they owned a bakery, took the bakery public, made Nabisco. Brother came back, didn't like it at all. Broke ties with his brother, kept it, started his own bakery. That's where Hydrox comes from. Well, brother started Nabisco, and 4 years later, we got Oreos. And as you can see, the family feud just kind of... All right, so let's give it a shot. Okay. It is a bit of a rich flavor in that it's not as sweet, but it's still good. It is still very good. But the cookie, just by biting in itself, which I know is not the proper way to eat Oreos, as my shirt says. But still, I want to test it and see how it tastes and held up like this. And it's very good. That's very good. All right. Oh, that came apart really easily. That came apart very nicely. Another fun fact about Hydrox. 2017, they reworked the recipe of the original cookie to remove all artificial flavors. to help get it that non-GMO label. So again, this to me seems to be the healthier option. All right, so this is, we're going to test the base cookie here. It's not as sweet, but that's not a bad thing. I still got a wonderful taste. All right, let's it's very subtle. The cream is very subtle. I taste that. I get a hint of vanilla, but not like a pow in your face vanilla. It's very subtle. Definitely, I do get like a cream, like a natural cream taste. I don't know if that's a good description. It's not bad. Like I said, this isn't bad at all. This is wonderful. This is a wonderful cookie. Very good. All right. Now, the milk test. That wasn't absorbent. Like, it held the milk, but the cookie wasn't as soggy. So it wasn't as absorbent. It's interesting. Again, not bad. Not a bad thing. I definitely don't mind the filling at all. The filling is very good. Yeah, it doesn't come off as soggy. Still has a very good crunch to it. Now, for comparison, I will have the Oreo, just so we can be fair. This isn't just an excuse to eat cookies, by the way. When I learned of Hydrox and the whole story behind it, I genuinely wanted to know what it tasted like. I honestly had never seen them in stores. You know, being a 90s child, I never heard the name Hydrox until I became an adult. And by then, they had pretty much disappeared. Okay, now this is very interesting. This is very interesting. This was a base, container of Oreos, and it's not 6 cookies, but anyway, I want you to take a look at that. This is the Hydrox. This is the Oreo. Is it just me, or does the Hydrox look like it's got a bit more filling than the Oreo does? That's interesting. All right. Didn't cleanly twist off, but that's okay. Wow. Okay. The Oreo has a noticeable taste difference. There is a significant taste difference. It's like there's definitely a much more chocolate flavor there, but I don't know. God, how do you describe this? It's very, very, the cocoa. It's a much more cocoa flavor, as it were, but it's weird because it's totally different taste. Let's try the cream here. Wow. Going from the Hydrox to the Oreo. It's sweeter. It's actually significantly sweeter. Almost down a good way. You saw on my face, that wasn't me overreacting. That was literally my taste buds just like, ooh. Yeah, that is very sweet. All right, now the milk test. Wow. Almost immediately, the cookie doesn't hold up. Doesn't hold up. It got soggy very quickly. Practically dissolved in my mouth as I was like just. Okay. I think it's safe to say Hydrox all the way. I will 100% stand beside Hydrox. The Hydrox cookie. This is a better taste. It is. It's not as sweet. It's not as powerful, but it's still like a good flavor. The best way I could describe it to anybody in the UK watching, try a Hershey bar and then go have a Cadbury chocolate bar. You will notice the taste of different. I can't recommend this to people in the States because one of the things you may notice if you ever read a label, like I was reading there, it said the included added sugars. There's the box for the Oreos. There. So one of the things that's includes added sugar. So you see it says total sugars, including added sugars. That's something that's prevalent on pretty much all the things in America. Not in the UK. It blew my mind when I went over there and I had a Cadbury chocolate bar and I saw that they didn't have added sugar because the chocolate is richer in taste. It's not as sweet, which is not a bad thing. And I enjoyed it. I can never have a Hershey bar again because of the waxy taste and just how sweet it is. And this to me, that is the best way I could describe Hydrox. It's not as sweet. It's a richer flavor. And this, to me, is, I think, my go-to. If I can track these down locally, because how I got these, I had to order these Hydrox cookies in bulk on Amazon. I have 6 packets, six of these containers now with me because I ordered them and it came in a box of 6 packets. So I gotta make sure I don't go over the serving size to keep my calories low, but I gotta say, I have a new favorite cookie. Oreo is no more to me. Hydrox is clearly the superior cookie. Now you may think so, you might think differently. And I would very much like your thoughts, the comments below. Let me know what you thought. What you think of the video. Would you like me to do something similar? I kind of have an idea of a similar video like this. Talking about my UK visit, where I discovered my new favorite soda, Iron Brew. And how you get it here in the States, well, there's a difference there. So that might be a future video where I talk about this. I feel like I'm all over the place with some of my content, but I've done Oreo videos before. There's going to be a link at the end to my infamous Smash or Pass Oreo video. I hope you get a kick out of that. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. This was something I really wanted to do after seeing MatPat's video. And being able to track down some Hydrox cookies just so I could experience it, it definitely, now I feel like the universe is aligning right to where now I don't have to worry about the ripoff anymore. This shirt, no, means nothing to me. Hydrox is the superior cookie. I will stand by that 100%. So yes, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, hit subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I go live, because I stream here on YouTube and Twitch. And as always, folks, I will see you all next cycle. This is Zayun out!